Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a Group 1 special edition Rupert Clarke meeting preview. My name's Matt Tillett. I'm the Sales and Marketing Manager at McAvoy Mitchell Racing, and I'm pleased to be joined by Calvin McAvoy. So, Calv, let's kick it off. We've got the Goodwood winner in race 4 in Dispatch, second up.
Yeah, look, he ran very well first up. Found it too sharp over 1,000 at Moonee Valley, but really hit the line well. And saddling him up that day, he looked like a big woolly bear. And I must say, he's taken such good improvement. He looks very well. He's trained on. And I think the most interesting thing is he's back in an open handicap. His last 10 runs have been in stakes races. But he's back in an open handicap. We've got the claim. So he's a very well-placed horse for a Group 1 winner. And if he gets around Caulfield, I don't think he's won there before. I think he's a blowout chance. I really do.
That's good to hear. It'd be nice to get him back into winning form. He's a lovely, big, gross horse, as you say, and he's obviously the Group 1 winner. But that'd be great to have him back in winning fashion. Now we'll go to the naturalism. Calv, race 7. We've got one of the hot horses in the stable, Gamekeeper.
Yeah, he's exactly where we want him at the moment. Looking beautiful, galloped well yesterday morning, which was Wednesday. And he's drawn well. He looks to map very well. So, look, it's a big step up in class, but he was beaten a length to Home of the Brave over 1,200, and he was beaten half a length over 1,700 last start when we knew he was going to be vulnerable. In that race, you know, we planned him to have a good hit out there and be cherry ripe for today. For the naturalism. So if he wins this, he's into the Caulfield Cup. It's been a long time plan, and I couldn't be happy with where the horse is at. He's really good. So if he can take that step up to these type of horses and prove to us that he's top class, which we think he is, again, I think he can win.
Yeah, that'd be a dream, Calv. He'd be about, if he could get to run in the Caulfield Cup, he'd be about the only Australian bred horse in it. So that'd be a fair feat. Good luck. Now we move. Our next horses are in the big one, the Rupert Clarke. We've got the half-brother and sister, both backing up. Dollar for dollar, the old boy against the little sister, Pretty Brazen.
Yeah, I wonder if that's ever been done before, Matt. I'll have to check that. But look, we always had in the back of our mind training these horses, this preparation, that they were a chance of backing up. So it's certainly not an afterthought for either of them. Obviously, Dollar ran super last week, just knocked up a bit on the firm ground. Pretty Brazen was incredible. So, you know, Dollar for Dollar got beat a nostril in this race 2 years ago. The only difference is the preparation into it. 2 years ago, he had the 2 1,400-metre runs into the big one. Today, we're going into this race, he's had a 1,100 or 1,200 now backing up 7 days later into a 1,400. So he's probably still going to be a little bit vulnerable fitness-wise, but he's a real trier, and he'll be giving a really good shout. And Pretty Brazen, you know, the more I look at the race, I quite like it. She's 54.5 kilos. She won on Saturday, you know, carrying level weights with Arcadia Queen, who was an 110 raider and a really, really obviously champion mare. So she's come through the race incredible. They both have, but Pretty Brazen cannot falter. She had finished her dinner by the time the last horse had ran on Saturday, which was just a huge thing for us as a trainer to see after running on quite a firm track to see her just go home, eat up and bounce through it. So, you know, it's a game of dreams, and but I really think Pretty Brazen will run a super race, and so will Dollar. But the way the training and the preparations have been, I'll lean to Pretty Brazen.
Thanks, Calv. I mean, it's a red-hot race. It's a Group 1 race. I don't give them away, but it doesn't sound like you would swap either of your runners for any others in the field.
Not at all.
That's great. You know, like just to have a horse running in a Group 1 is something that we all aspire to. We wish all of our owners can one day experience it, and we've got some great owners. Graham and Linda Huddy own Pretty Brazen, and there's a really great team in Dollar for Dollar. So good luck, guys. It's such an achievement. Now, race 9 at Caulfield, the How Now Stakes, Group 3. We've got Gentico in there looking to get a little bit more black type on her CV.
For sure. She was a little bit underdone going in first up at Moonee Valley a fortnight ago. Drew outside, had a big weight. and just had to do a little bit much work. The young kid, Will Price, was really happy with her run. It probably was a better run than what it looked on the TV. So drawn better, Billy Egan on, down in the weights, very strong race. We've got a Blue Diamond winner in there and some very good horses. But, you know, she's an honest mare, always very consistent, and I think she'll run better than she did the other day.
Fingers crossed there, Calv. That'd be great to get some more black type for that nice mare. Now we might jump over to Morphettville and we'll preview the runners there, Calv. In the first race, we got a horse that was really impressive resuming last start, Allusion.
Exactly. A little bit biased. I own a small share in this horse. So he was fantastic the other day. We didn't really expect him to win, which made it all the better. You know, he went in there very fresh and mile first up, and we just thought he'd hit the line strongly and be improved out of it. But he was very impressive winner. We probably learned something about him, that he needs to be trained fresh. So the Monday after that, Saturday, he went up to the farm on the river and he's freshened up there for a little while, back in the stable, one gallop and going in. So I like him. There's one of Danny O'Brien's coming over, which I've spoken to their camp, and they quite like the horse, but we like ours, and I think he can win again.
That'd be great, Calv. Good luck, certainly that you're in the ownership there, and to the other owners. Now, race 2, we've got a really well-bred horse who's had his troubles, but he's a really nice schnitzel gelding out of a Grade 1 winning mare from America, Screaming Eagle. He's on debut.
Yeah, the owners have had to be patient. We thank them. He's had a bit of trouble with his throat. He's had to have some surgery, but he's come back in great order. He's not making any noise in his work, which is telling us that it seems to have worked, and we'll really find out when we get to race day pressure. Looks a very hot race. There's the two Stokes horses keep on bopping and quietly discreet. They've trialled up like machines. Our fellas trialled up well. I can't go into it overly confident because of how I've seen those other horses trial up, but he's a good, strong each-way chance, and I think he'll be better over 1,400. So nice horse, and if he can't win Saturday, he'll be right around the corner of winning that horse.
Well, that's great. Thanks to the owners for their patience with him, and hopefully in the long run they are rewarded. Now, Calvin, race 3, you've got a really exciting filly in Meehni.
Yeah, really nice mare. Was unlucky not to win 2 weeks ago. She got a bit held up a little bit. The horse that did beat her carried 5 kilos less, which is very significant. She's stepping up in grade, down in weight, trained on well. I think the biggest thing for this girl is going from the parks to the big track. She's got a big action, big rangy filly or mare. So she just got to bring that natural progression, and she'll be very competitive and a winning chance.
Excellent. Another winning chance there. She's about 350 in the market, so that might be one to have a look at. From one nice mare to another, Ruler by Choice, this time in race 6.
Month between runs. Overdid it the other day. She pulled too hard, over 1,200. We freshened her back into an 1,100. Drawn out, but I don't mind that. She'll sort of roll across. She looks to be no speed in this race. I think she'll control it quite easily, and we've got an opinion of her. She can win for sure.
Calvin, race 7, you've got big Resurge.
Yeah, he was a very good winner first up off a long break, off a bit of back surgery. We were so happy with him for the owners that he was off the scene a long time. Second up, he went really poorly. Came out of it a little bit jarred up, feeling that back a touch. So we seem to have got it sorted. We think we've got it sorted. Maps very well in a strong race. It's a very strong race, this. But look, he'll be ridden patiently and for one run, I reckon. And that sort of seems to suit the horse.
Excellent. Now to the feature of the day in Adelaide. It's the listed Wiley Stakes, and we've got the star sprinter F Troop in it. Yeah,
lovely horse. He's quite big in the market here. I know Garner's a very promising horse, but I don't think there should be such a big difference in price. So our horse is in great order. His trials have been superb. He ran second to Bella Bella in his first jump out, not being tested at all, and really looked like he could have beaten Bella Bella. She's now come out and won the McEwen, and he's one of the favourites for the Moya. So he then went and trialled and beat Instant Celebrity, who's one of the favourites for the 1,000 Guineas. So trials are different to races, but if you stack the trial form up, the horse is going super. Drawn 2, Looks good speed. He'll probably just sit off the speed, I think, and he'll certainly give a big shout. And if something goes wrong, if Garner makes a mistake, he can win this race.
Hope you're right, Calv. Yeah, speaking of his form lines, he's had some of the best form in the country for about the last 4 years, F-Troop. So good luck that this is going to be a really good prep for him. Well, that concludes Morphettville. We've got one runner at Tatura, race 1, Yulong Sovereign, a Zoostar on debut.
Save the best till last, Matt. He's a really nice colt, this, owned by Yulong. Can be difficult. He's over here at Flemington and he sort of tests the rider every day. He's very quirky. He goes out and does his work, and then going back to the stable, he just wants to dance around and do cartwheels. So that's just him telling me he needs a race. And we've found a really nice maiden, 1100 at Tatura. It's very soft placement. There's one horse in the race, Troy Corsten's trains, called Clean Machine, who's been running in stakes races. Looks very smart. But I like our horse. Jake Noonan's riding. I think he's very fast. He'll jump. I'd say he'll probably sit outside lead or lead, and I think he can win impressively.
Well, that sounds good, Calv. You know what to do with a nice Zoostar, so good luck with him. Mate, speaking of Zoostars, do you mind just telling me a little bit about the Zoostar Phil's Choice 2-year-old filly that I know we've still got some shares available? Could you give me a quick intro into her?
Yeah, beautiful, big, scopy filly. Loved her at the sales, as you'd remember. She came in when I was over at Angerson and had a sort of educational second prep, did it all beautifully. Like I said, she's bred to be a bit later. So we gave her, I think we gave her an 8-week spell. She's back in the stable, talking to Dad every day. He's loving her. And she's a beautiful, beautiful filly. So get involved.
Thanks, Calv. That's a good wrap. Like we say, we love the Zoostars. Can't get enough of them. And if you want to be involved in one, there's a really nice filly available. So it's the Zoostar Phil's Choice. I'll put the info on her at the end of the email. So look, Cal, thanks for your time. We've got a big day's racing tomorrow. So best of luck with all your runners, and especially in the Group 1.